36.21, go ahead and clear air, Ron. And Jeff, make sure your manual mode, begin recording on the PDR and then start that run. And Brian, you can pull up to the start line. Nice, find some speed here, be aggressive. Down on the inside. Long corner here. Finding that stop box in the distance, accelerate into it. 35.34, nice run there. Jeff, go ahead and clear. Jeff, send it. Brian, can pull up to the start line. Try to carry those brakes down, accelerate. Find little bits of time here and there, all the way through. And then accelerate to this section. Nice, all the way to the edge of course, I like that. Out to the middle here. Patience, roll into it. Nice, smooth run, a 33.82, a 2-second time improvement. Nice job. Slower. Oh, Jeff, send it. All the way to the inside again. And throttle. Trying to find some smoothness out here. Nice job, well navigated. All the way to the inside, carry that speed. All the way to that stop box. 34.03, just a touch slower than our previous run, but very smooth. I like what I'm seeing.
You're up, and we'll roll. And just take a quick little physical inventory here on how you're feeling, make sure we're not gripping that wheel nice and tight. Try not to be too anxious. Obviously, we're just going out to have fun on the racetrack. Don't make it out to be a race and like you're getting identity from it or something like that. We're just going out to have some fun, have fun in these cars, learn a little bit about our driving. Don't make it into something that it's not. Let's go have a good time. Let's get you a little better understanding of the car. And again, the main thing is having a great time. Let's go ahead and roll on out. Let's get up to third gear right away. Go ahead and get our spacing about 5 to 6 cars for the warm-up lap. I want you guys to be able to see around me, see around each other, so you see your landmarks coming up, our cones. Remember, turning as the nose gets to that turning cone, down to the apex, from the apex out to the opposite side. Always looking for that path of least resistance through the corner. Get fourth gear on the straightaway. Remember our passing zone here. Don't move over to the right until you pass those 2 orange cones. And please make it easy for the others to pass you. When it's your turn to be passed, just move over, get her slowed down real nice, let them get by you, and then we'll move on to the next. Up to fifth, again, scanning down to turn 1. Find that turn in, find that apex way back there. Make that game plan and execute it once you get down here. Let's get light brakes down to fourth. Again, I'm turning right as my nose is here. I'm just smoothly turning that wheel to my curb, feeling that rumble, and then smoothly out to the left side, setting up for turn 2. Looking through turn number 2 here, gliding it down to the apex. Remember our unwind, we're going to come out to the second seam, we're still turning slightly right, and then back to the white and pink cone, getting to fifth gear, aiming for that number 1 board, thinking about turn 3. Again, just light brakes, down to fourth, again, turning at that turning cone, follow through with that wheel, keep turning until you get that car down to this apex. There we go, out to the left over by the braking cone. Don't hang out right, come on over here, nice and smooth. There you go. Mid-track, looking left. I'm just starting to turn right about here, smoothly, slowly, turning as much as I need to get right close to that cone. There you go, Rob. Very nice. Okay, getting up the hill here, guys. It's okay to touch that curve down to third, balancing over to the left. Remember, get by your turn-in cone here, then go to the right. Don't go straight for this apex here. That forces you right off into the gravel. Get to that turn-in first, then to the apex. Scanning down for turn 8. Remember turn 8, guys? We stay wide, wider than you think, longer than you think. Cut down late. Get to this apex. I want you only in the right lane on this little straightaway here. Very nice. Okay, now let's start picking up the pace here, guys. Let's have some fun. You can keep your spacing, have respect for each other, don't crowd each other. Let's go ahead and go. Smoothly to the power. Now a little less aggressive, Rob. Forward gear. I want you guys to be smooth on that power. You gotta roll to it, not stomp on it. Fifth gear. Firm initial pressure. We'll get down to fourth. Remember, lightly carry this brake in. Get the car slowed enough so you can lightly carry it in. Get to that apex. Be smooth as you accelerate out. Now roll to full acceleration. There you go. Anytime we're on our straight, we should be rolling to that power. Smoothly. Now you're rolling to full acceleration now, Rob. After your seam, fifth gear, looking up the hill. Okay, setting up left here. We'll get down to fourth. Again, look in, find where you're going early. Smooth hands. Get on down there. Now as you get to the apex, unwind, accelerate out. Roll to full acceleration there. Right balancing, balance it down as long as you need with the brakes to get to that apex. Unwind and accelerate. There you go, looking up the hill. Firm initial pressure. We'll get down to third. Carry the brakes a long time. Just light and long, light and long. Careful not to get too high up in the ball there, Ron. Remember, mid-track is all we want to do. Stay wide with me, Rob. Cut down to this apex late. Right lane on the straightaway. That's perfect. Looking left. Turn at the turn into the apex. Apex, unwind, accelerate down your straight. Remember, smoothly to the power. Let's get a good run out of 10 this time. Turning at the turning cone, not before. Balance to the curb. From the curb, smoothly unwind and accelerate. Roll to it now. That's it. Full throttle. Fourth gear. Use your straightaway now. Looking down to turn number 1. Fifth gear. Down to fourth. And lightly balance that car in. Try not to overslow too much. Accelerating out. There you go. Down to your apex. 9 and 3 with those hands, out to the second seam, then back to the right speed. Accelerating, fifth gear, perfect. Firm initial pressure, down to fourth, smoothly releasing as we're approaching, steer it on down. Okay, now as you're unwinding, roll to that power. I want you accelerating out using those straights. Now remember, mid-track here, notice my car's in the middle here, guys. That's as high as you want to go. Don't go to the top of the ball. Still a bit high there, Ron. I want you only in the middle. That looked good, Jeff. Third gear. Accelerate on your straight there, Rob. Every straight, take advantage of it. Balance her in. Let her coast through the middle if you need to. Remember, if you go to power too early, you go wide. We don't want to do that. Excellent again. Very well done in 8. That's a hard one to get. You're nailing it. Smoothly accelerate out. Come on. Brake firm initial. Balance in, turning at the turn into the apex. Unwind and accelerate. Stay with me here. Fourth gear. Get an awesome run down this straightaway. Up to fifth. I'll keep the distance between you and I. Have some fun. Balance her in. Unwinding and accelerating. There you go. Good job getting to your apex. Carry a little speed through here. Just hold your speed. Get your apex. Unwind, smoothly accelerate. I want to accelerate up this hill. Fifth gear. Very nice. Spot on. Down to fourth. scan through your corner. Where are we going? Smoothly down. Carry those brakes as long as you need to. Be patient on that gas. Wait for it. Unwind, accelerate. A little closer to the apex. We're just a little bit off. 2 feet. No worries, not too bad. So right here in the middle, this is where you set up for the left-hander, not the top of the hill. Yes, much better, Rob. Thank you. Accelerate out there, Rob. Thinking about turn 6 and 7. Balance it over, a little left, then right. Be patient with that gas. Accelerate out for me, Rob. That's it. Very nice. Balance her in, keep her wide. You're looking really good through here as well. Okay.
Stop and drop, Jeffrey.
Accelerate out. Good job. That last lap was your best by about 6 seconds. Nicely done. All right, we're going to start slowing our pace. We're going to get a little bit of space on the group in front. Stay in your current order. Everybody follow me over to the right. Good job, Rob. You were using your straights a little better on that lap. That's where you got that lap time. Really nicely done. Okay, Rob, stay put. Ron, you're behind me, followed by Jeff. You'll fall in the back, Rob, behind the blue car. Let's go ahead and go. All right, fourth gear on. We're going to roll through turn 1 just in fourth. Kind of carrying a little speed, taking the braking out of the equation. We can see what kind of speed we can carry through here. Very nice. Stay relaxed. Little throttle lift for 2. Accelerating up that hill. Stay relaxed. Good. Show me that front initial pressure. We'll get down to 4. And smoothly releasing as we're turning. Balance it down. Smoothly to the power. Mid-track here, remember. No more. Balance it down. Look left. Smoothly, slowly steer it. It could be a little closer to the apex. Not bad, but I want you closer to your cone. Looking up the hill. Landing turn 6 and 7. Down to 3rd. Notice my brakes. I'm slightly balancing. Going back and forth. Good. Show me some discipline here. Stay wide for a long time. Down to the cone late. I want you only in the right lane on the straightaway. Yes, that was awesome, Ron. Good job. Nice pace through there. Might have to downshift to 3rd here. All right, you went very wide there. Give me a little leeway there. You got to get that back in check. Remember, don't get too aggressive here. Stay within, the speed into the cone, driving accurately, correctly, not trying harder. Little throttle lift. 5th gear. Firm initial pressure. Balance her down. I still think you can brake a little earlier, brake a little lighter and longer. Remember, the answer is not to wait till the last second. Slam on the brakes. You kill your momentum that way. That's much better on your apex. Good job. Think about top of the hill. Brake a little sooner, maybe lighter longer, balance longer, smooth back and forth. Now you're so early to that apex right there. You're straight lining that. You notice my car did not do that. You have to get out to that turn-in cone, otherwise you're going to go straight off the track. You got some speed here, Ron, but you're got a bit between your teeth a little bit. You got to relax. Look, scan, find your information, be accurate. I'm turning at the turn-in cone smoothly to the apex, waiting on my throttle, then unwinding and accelerating. Now we go. Yes, good. 4th gear, use your straight now. Looking down to turn 1. Plan what you're going to do. 5th gear. Firm initial pressure. Delete. Here's the momentum in. Now accelerate. There we go. Little throttle lift from 2 before you get here. Let it coast in a bit. Get to that apex. Be patient. 5th gear. Okay. Let's really nail this. Let's make this really clean. Balance her down. Come on. Get ready. Let's start. Smoothly down. the turning cone. That's better. Now accelerate down. We're going to gather up on the front here, guys. Ron, overall good. I like how you brought it back a little bit on that last lap. You have the potential to go quite a bit faster, but I got to get you in the right frame of mind to do it. So I think we can get you there. We'll talk about it more on our video review after this session here. So make sure I sit with you to go over this stuff. But yeah, good job. Okay, if we can get you in a little better of a spot where your scan is a little bit better and you're thinking a little bit more ahead, I think you can nail many, many seconds coming off your time. All right, Ron, stay put. Jeff, I'd like for you to be behind me, please. Rob, you're going to be behind Jeff's blue car. And Ron, you'll be at the back. Make sure you keep plenty of distance. Ron, look for your information. Don't look at that car in front of you. Gather your information, drive your drive. That doesn't mean fall back, but keep the proper distance so you can drive your own drive. Work on that finesse and that smoothness. Okay, Jeff, let's look at turn number 1 here. Again, turning at that turning cone smoothly down to that apex. One smooth motion on that wheel in, one smooth motion out. Make sure you're nice and relaxed. Easy grip on the wheel. Looking through that corner. Out to the seam. Back to the right brake. Fifth gear, thinking about your braking points. I'm light and long, I brake probably about the 5. Down to 4th gear, I'm slightly carrying that brake in, steering the car. Okay, accelerate out now. Use those straightaways. Mid-track, I'm starting to turn about here, just balancing that car, getting to my curb. Maybe a little early, Jeff. Maybe just turn a hair later, but not bad. Down to 30. Balance your left to the turning cone. Then right. No gas. Let it turn. Now we unwind and accelerate. Good. Keep it wide. Balance in. Let it turn. Not bad. Remember, look around my car. Don't look at my bumper. Look around me. Find your information. Notice my brake lights. You can see them in your periphery there. Balancing in there. Accelerate out. Yes. Good line. 4th gear. Use the straight. Yes. There we go. That's good. Remember that demo lap yesterday? Just lightly carrying those brakes in. Accelerating out. Trust the car. There's no need to go deeper into the brake as you're getting towards that apex. You want to make sure you're lightening up, letting it carry some momentum in. Yes, you can. Okay, light and long. Stay with me here. And we're turning with light brakes. Releasing, 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 coasting, apex, unwind and accelerate. Mid-track. Balance it down, scanning left, find your line. A little hot, Rob. You got to slow down a little sooner. Get into turn 3. You're braking too late. Brake sooner. Down to 3rd for me, Jeff. Balancer. Accelerating out. Use that straight. 9 and 3 with those hands. Stay wider longer. Cut down later. Get back to that turning cone over there, Rob. Don't straight line the apex. Accelerating out there, Jeff. Good. Use the straight. Initially releasing, balancing, look through. Patient on that gas. Use that straightaway. Come on, that's what I'm talking about. Good. Balancer in. Good. Now I'm seeing some confidence there. That's looking good. Stay relaxed. Think your way through this. Accelerating out. Straight. Thinking about 3. Form initial. Smoothly releasing it. Balance it down. Look in. Smoothly steer it. Get to that curve. Accelerating out. Use that straight. Looking in. Balance it. Wait for that gas. Yes, get out of there. Good job. Nice. Brake sooner there, Rob. Get that car slowed. Down to third, Jeff. Balance. Nice. Nice rotation off that curve there. Very nice. Stay wide, long. Don't cut to the apex too early. Cut down late. Want you in the right lane on this straightaway only. Yes, good. Accelerate out. Come on. There you go. All right, we're going to gather the other guys up here. Jeff, let's start slowing our pace. We'll move over to the right with me once we pass the cones. Excellent. Jeff, nice job. That's a nice improvement over yesterday. I hope you're feeling the difference there. I mean, you're looking nice and smooth. You're carrying more momentum. Hopefully those last couple laps as you were carrying more momentum into the corners, you're seeing how much. It may not even feel like you're going faster, but trust me, you are. You are. Okay, slow your pace there, Rob and Ron. We'll stay in our current order. Just stay in the current order. Move over back to the left here with me. Everybody up to fourth gear, and we'll do a quick slow down lap, and then we'll head into the village. You can stay behind me there, Jeff. Sorry about that if I didn't make that clear. Establish our distance, and again, we'll use this cool down lap. Drive the line. It's so much easier to be accurate when we're going a little slower here. You can use your peripheral vision a little better, just smoothly getting from the turning cone to the apex, from the apex out to the outside. You're just gliding the wheel back and forth. For turn 2, again, waiting for the nose to get there. You're turning slowly, initially staying in the left lane, and then it just gets you down to the apex. You don't have to turn more than 30 degrees. The unwind is out, straddling the second seam roughly. Notice my car is straddling the seam right now, but keep the wheel slightly right to get back to this white and pink. And we're looking up the hill, aiming for that 1. Careful not to brake too late. If you're braking after the 4, it's probably not a good idea at this stage. You know, I can't tell you where to brake. Your eyes have to tell you this. But if we're getting really deep, I want to at least give you that. But your eyes should tell you when to do it. Down smoothly to the apex, and let it come out here to the left. You want to get close to the braking cone here. And then again, let it arc up to the middle. Then back to the apex. Smooth turn in. And notice even there, Jeff, you had to kind of crank the wheel. If you would have turned a little bit earlier and a little bit slower, you make it more of a gentle arc as opposed to a sudden movement on the wheel. We want to work on making our entries as smooth and fluid as possible. You guys are doing a good job here getting back to this turning cone, then going to the right. If you go straight for this cone here, it's a disaster. You're heading in the dirt, or you're at least having to take evasive action to not go into the dirt. Turn 8 here, guys. Again, stay a little wider, kind of straddling the seam a little bit, staying wide. About here, I cut down sharper, and this gives me a little bit of a straightaway. I can actually accelerate for a second here, and then in perfect position to go through the left-hander. This is the only place on property you're going to get a line on the road showing you where to go, so take advantage of it. And then, of course, setting up left for the right-hander, braking well before the turn, balancing it in, getting to the curb, and then smoothly unwinding and accelerating. All right. Jeff, if you would, I want to get Rob back behind me here. Go ahead and move over. I'm just, you two switch places. The brown car and the blue car. Just the first two swap positions. Perfect. All right, Rob, we'll get one slow down lap here with you as well. Again, looking past my car for turn 1, we got to find that turn in an apex nice and early. We're well braked by now. Again, turning right as the nose is getting to the cone, maybe a hair before. One smooth, easy motion of the wheel in, curb. One smooth motion on the wheel out, without getting off the curb out here. We're looking for turn 2 again. We're turning very gently at the cone, staying left initially. But as we hold the wheel at about 30 degrees, it gets us to this apex. Then again, we're just slowly unwinding the wheel. It's so slow. Getting to the seam. Back to the white and pink. Aiming for the 1 now. We get about 3 feet or so from that cone. I would start braking about here, Rob, and it's got to be firm. Your initial pressure when you're coming fast up here has to be firm. So here you can start releasing that pedal, and as you're turning in at the cone, you're lightly on the brakes, and by about this point, you're off. Letting it coast down to this apex, getting the curve, and then we can start unwinding and accelerating. This is technically a straightaway here. Close to the brake cone. To the middle, I'm starting to steer now. Slowly steering. curb, and then I unwind and accelerate, giving myself a few feet off the edge. Getting back to that turning cone and then left to this apex. Very good, Rob. All right, guys, let's turn on left turn signals. We are going to exit the racetrack. Feel free to roll windows down if you like, guys. Reach over, push the Z button to get yourself out of Z mode, pull up the drive tab to get yourself out of manual mode, and push stop recording on your PDRs to stop recording.
Thank you, sir.
That was 3.3 seconds. That was pretty sweet. Wow, 3.7? Dang, slow down. .5. Hell yeah. Alright.
You're good to go. Alright, final run, go for it. We're going to do a nice, easy warm-up lap here, folks. We'll give that group a little bit of room before we actually head out. Alright, we're good. Go ahead and follow me, everyone. We'll slowly make our way into third gear as we enter the race course. And remember, car spacing, folks. Don't get too close to each other. Make sure we can look through the corners. And we got some turn-in cones and apex cones, right? So let's use the brake a little bit, turn the wheel, get the car nice and tight down to the apex cone. Let's look down the road and accelerate off the corn nice and smooth as we go to fourth gear. And fifth gear down the straightaway. Okay, always practice the gears no matter what speed you're going, just because it makes a little bit more sense while you do it. As we're coming in turn one, let's apply the brakes. Let's start thinking about our turn-in cone. Let's downshift. Let's start thinking about our apex. And let's start thinking about the exit of the corner too, right? Got to find the exit, right? It's not just getting to the apex cone, folks. You got to be able to keep that vision going throughout the corner so you can find where you got to be pointed when you get to the apex cone. That's parking out in the middle of the road for me there, folks. Let's go to fifth gear, down the hill, next to the white cone, looking up the hill. There's turn-in cone for turn 3. As we come in, we're going to downshift to fourth gear. Turn-in cone on our left, look to the right, lead off the brake, let the car roll. Keep the wheel moving continuously though, Rob. Get her down there. Then unwind. Good. Yeah, we should be 6 inches off of every orange cone, even with the warm-up lap. Middle of the track, looking left. Let's get her down to the apex. Nice and tight. Look up the hill. Let the car leave the corner. Let it use the road all the way to the right lane. Nice and straight here as we downshift the third. Turn into the left first, and then turn to the right and the apex. Just make sure you make the effort to go left then right through there, okay? Be super soft with your hands here in turn 8. Let it come out in the middle. Look to the right and keep the wheel moving. Make sure you're nice and tight to the inside. And then we turn quick to the left side here. Good. Turn in cone. Looking to the right. We're going to get a nice good run down the straightaway for you there off. Third gear, fourth gear, and fifth gear. Battery effect zone over here. Lead off the brake, get it turned, unwind and accelerate. Good. Come in turn 2 here. Use that throttle steer, lift off the gas, get it turned, then reapply slowly, leaving the corner as you go to 5th gear. Eyes up to turn 3. On brake, start thinking about your turn in point, then start thinking about your apex, right? Let's start looking down the hill as well, right? Looking down into the bowl, finding out where we got to go next. Back to our braking cup. Let it come up, turn down, and start looking back up the hill. There you go. Nice job. Doing very well here, Rob. All the way out. Nice and straight over the curb. Remember to favor the left side. So left, turn left, third gear. Turn left, then apex on your right. Back to power. Nice job. Right side. And folks, remember, try to use the brakes right, before you downshift the car, just because the brakes are a little easier to fix than the transmission, right? So brakes always okay. Let's go run down the straightaway here, Rob. Doing good. Back to power. Don't let me run away down the back. Up the screen and put it all the way up. And just think about your braking stuff. All the way. Get it closed. Start thinking about your turn-in point and your apex. Turn in, apex, is your exit, all the way out, parallel, nice job. Your line is solid here, Rob, looking good. Back to the right. 5th gear, let's start painting a nice straight line from the white column through here. On the brake, down 4th, balance. Remember to let the car roll, so release the brake, let it roll, keep turning, keep turning. Good, so we just turned too slow there. That's all that was. Alright, just gotta keep the wheel moving. Even with the speed, we still have to keep the wheel moving to get us down to where that apex cone is at. Very nice job here. A little light with the brake. Come off the brake, let it turn, keep turning, coast, point it, and power. There you go, throttle, back to the left, turn brake. Come off, turn it, on the gas. One more run down the straightaway for you here, Rob. Good, so just unwind a little bit more coming out of turn 2 there, especially just a little tight, the rear is good. Look at the loop. Turn in, apex, unwind, accelerate, nice job. Lift off, think for gas flow. Lift off, way forward. Bring it on and off dimmer there, right? Back to power, 5th gear. Down to 4th gear. Now we just gotta keep turning the wheel quicker this time, so keep it moving, keep it moving, keep it moving, keep it moving, and power, nice job. Right brake, same thing here. We keep it moving all the way down, then look up the hill. Let it come out. All the way out. Nice straight line here. Good job. Solid line here there, Rob. Remember, favor the left side. Off the brake, turn it right, roll the throttle over it. Light early braking, carry it up to the top, then come off the brake, just turn slow, let it roll down to the right. Then straight line power. Good, we came down a little early, but not bad. You have the right idea. Nice job there, Rob. Let's slow down a little bit. You picked up a lot of time every single lap, buddy. Very nice job. Let's have you pull the right. Good line, good speed, good flow with the track. That's the right way to do it. Nice job there, Rob. Hop in behind Brian in the yellow 55. And Jeff, here we go. Alright, so just kind of carry the momentum with you, Jeff, right? Nice and close. We're on the brakes light. We're going to bleed off, let it roll at a good speed, and roll the power down as we leave the corner. Good, up the left. We're going to lift off the gas. Ready? Kind of roll off, wait, roll on. On the power. Fifth gear. Then on the brakes, we're down forward. Bleed off the brake with the steering. So bleed off, let it coast, keep turning, and then throttle down. Good. And keep that wheel moving nice and consistent with the line there. Same thing here. Don't stop those hands. Inch it down. Thrust it a little bit, then back to power. There you go. Good. Just unwind a tiny bit more, leaving that volt, but not bad, not bad. Left side, then right. So we kind of went in a little too straight there, Jeff. See how it kind of aged up a little bit there, turns down. We'll fix that. We just kind of favor that left side a little more. Right on the right? Yeah, that's it. Back to the left side, apex. Eyes up. Look for 10-10. Roll the power. Turn the brake. Turn out your tone, turn slow, and point it down the straightaway. Once you unwind the wheel, get on the gas. Good. So you're going to wait with the brake. So if you want to get to the corner, so you're over slow, you're going to get over the corner. A little further, so we can really let it flow through the corner, okay? Good, here we go, looking turn well, back to the right. Go, fifth gear down the hill. If the car's slowed up the hill, be down to 4. Carry those brakes into the corner, looking right, get it turned, full throttle. Very nice. Turn brake, look at that brake pressure, nice and light, keep the wheel moving. Still got my apex, I'm on power leaving it. Nice. Unwind all the way out. Good. Now, go left, see I'm on my left, so turn left right now, then apex on your right. Good, that was better. That's the idea. You just kind of stay left too long. So you almost have to kind of click left and right there, but that's the idea. You got to open that corner up a little bit to get a little quicker to it, okay? Back to power. Nice quick lap, buddy. Let's get it slow. Down straight away. That's better. Good job. Nicely down the floor. Bleed off, turn it on the power. Good, out to turn 1, turn 2. Release the throttle. Roll back in. Okay. The only thing with turn 2 there is stay more left lane. Don't try and cut in the middle. Good, turn 3, just gotta get a little higher to the curvy. Use the road all the way out, good. Now really favor this left side here. Turn left, look right, quick. There you go, power. That's better, see that? Try to fine tune it. Let it roll, tight on the right side here. 3 gallons. Slow throttle. Ready? Slow. Pull. To turn on the brakes. There you go. So that's what happens when you're too heavy on the brakes and you're turning there, Jeff. So think of the car on a teeter-totter, or like a seesaw, right? If you're on the brakes, the weight is in the nose completely, and the rear is up in the air. Does that make sense? So your front end's turning good, but your rear end is just along for the ride. So you got to be able to release to get the weight back down to the middle of the car so it turns good, okay? Go ahead and pull to the right. Just don't worry about charging the corner. Worry about going slow in so you can turn it, so you can be quick, so you can be fast out, all right? And it looks like just that turn 10 is what you're doing that in. So be consistent throughout, but just get the brakes down a little sooner there for turn 10 so we're not killing that a little bit, all right? That's the most important corner, all right? So we got to slow that one down, be patient. All right, Jeff, good job, buddy. Just a quick lap. Brian, here we go. Turn in, apex on your right, smooth throttle, roll it down like a dimmer, roll off the gas like a dimmer too, so ready, roll off the gas, roll back off, and fifth gear, leaving the corner, nice job. More firm, gotta get her slowed so we can bleed off the brake, turn down the apex cone, start looking down the road where we gotta go next, okay? Alright, good. Nice and light. Now let's hold down the apex. Start feeding it down. Okay, there you go. Light brake here. Now the first, turn left and just kind of anticipate a little bit. Ready? Turn right. That's power. Oh, nice and quick through there. I like it. Make sure we're hitting the brakes before we shift, folks. You don't want that car jumping up RPM, so we'll just kind of keep that transition up. And a little early back there, Ryan, so see how you're kind of running that exit curving? That could just be getting on that gas too early and turning a little bit too quick. So pull those down a little bit, like that, before you get on gas, alright? Out to the left. Ready, bleed the throttle. Roll back in. And firm on the brakes up the hill so downshift forward. Light those brake lights up. Hold off the brake, let the car turn, and ease back to the power down the hill. Nice job. Good, so what if when you're coming off the apex, you're still having to kind of turn the wheel from going off the road? That's just because we're coming down too early. And then same thing back there, Jeff, right? You guys want to be able to, really focus on not just getting to the apex point, but trying to work on, pointing the car in the right. Same thing with there. See how you're still turning a little bit after the apex? We got one more hot lap. I'm just going to kind of fine tune it here for you there, Brian. So on the right, turn, there you go. See, I have to turn there. Let it come out. Nice. Turn in. Apex. And then throttle. Down the forest. Do a nice good lap here with you, alright? Turn in. Apex. Unwind. Good. Smooth throttle. Lift off the gas wheel. Stay left. Back to power on the right. Now, last lap, way to gather it up. But we'll work on the ball here. Down to the right. Let's come in here to the apex. Good. We come in here like this. We're nice and straight. We come up, we bleed off the brake, and we pull the power down. Just kind of ease it in the power out to the right. And we're nice and straight. And then we'll the brake. Down third. And then left. Turn. Apex. Power out. Nice job. I think it's a good clean lap here for you. accelerate here on the right. Good. More brake back to the left. Turn quick. Eyes up. Smooth throttle. Roll down. Good. Let's go ahead and slow her down here, folks. We're going to do a cool down lap for everyone. Good little line lap for you. Notice how when you leave the corners, you're not still holding the steering end tight and then turning. The problem is when you come down early, you get to the apex and your foot goes to the gas because that's what you told your car. That's what you told your brain to tell your car to do, right? Yeah. Every time we see the apex shown, it means get on the gas, right? No, that's wrong. It means unwind, right? 8 steps to the corner, folks. Flip the apex, unwind, then accelerate, right? So if you're still busy turning the car off the apex stuff, it is not time to go. So we have to kind of work on a little bit of the angles of how we're entering the car. You guys are actually really good with your turn-in points. We're just a little inconsistent with how fast we're turning the wheel. And sometimes when we go a little bit too fast, we start to anticipate and turn too quick, and then it pushes us wide. So we have to try and focus on keeping that driving line together, no matter what speed you're going. Alright, so, but honestly, very good session out there, folks. You guys did very well. Little hiccup there, well, but, you know, that's just driving. We gathered it up, we kept the car sunny side up, and we're good to go. With this one, folks, is really favor the right curbing and then really favor the left curbing all the way to the last little light brake and then get it turned to the right. You got to load the left side up there to get it to turn pretty good. But nice job. Left-hand turn signal down, everyone. We are going to slow her down here and exit the race course. Let's roll the windows down a little bit, a little extra air in the car. That's okay with me. Honestly, just a couple inconsistent lines, right? So, you know, try not to think about the whole racetrack. Try to think about it as one corner at a time, right? That way, when you do come up to your problem corner or whatever it may be, that's all you're really thinking about, right? But then you have to kind of keep it ahead, and it's hard for sure. But if you do make a mistake, try not to think about that mistake. Try to just kind of throw it away and let it just in one ear out the other or whatever. And just come back up to it next lap, right? But coming behind me here, folks, let's hit stop recording on your PDR system, select park, roll the windows down, and hop out.
This is the first corner we're going to see here. It's turn number 10. Again, we will have some really firm braking as well.
And Rob, you can come up to the start and start your recording as well. Okay, good. Be more aggressive, Jeff. Again, down to the apex, unwind, then accelerate. Accelerating, looking right, visually scanning. Here comes our stop box. Accelerate up to it. And nice full stop there, Jeff. Good run. I don't see any cones knocked over as well. Jeff, I think we can be a little bit more aggressive with everything, though. Once you start to roll onto the throttle away from the corner, build your way up to that full throttle and hold that until your next braking point. Rob, whenever you're ready, make sure your recording is going and you can start off. Ron, it's about a 1.5 second improvement for you, so great job. Really stepping it up there with a nice run for you and a clean run as well. No cones down. You can stop your recording and fall to the back of the line. Jeff, make sure that your recording is started. Whenever you're ready, you can start off. And Rob, you can come up to the start for me. Rob, if you could start your recording for me, please. Being aggressive, Jeff. Work your way up to full throttle here. And back on the brakes firm. And then rolling on the throttle again. Looking through the corner to the right. Here comes that stop box. Accelerate up to it. There you go. Great job, Jeff. It's a 1.5 second improvement for us, Jeff. So a big improvement there. And continue to be more aggressive throughout your next run that you're going to have there, Jeff. That'll help you shave off a few more tenths for you. Rob, whenever you're ready, you can start off. Nice, be aggressive through the chicane here. Unwind, accelerating. There you go, looking right. Here comes our stop box. So accelerate all the way up to that first set of cones. And nice job, full stop in that stop box. Good job there, Ron. It is a very, very good time for us as well, and almost an improvement, just 200 slower than your previous best run, so very consistent from your second to your third run. Jeff, make sure that your PDR is running for you. Whenever you're ready, you can start off. And Rob, come on up to the start for me, please. Nice, looking up for our stop box that's coming up here, Jeff. And nice job there, Jeff. Another good improvement for us, saving ourselves about 7 tenths off from our previous best. So good job. Way to make your last run your best run there. All right, Rob, make sure our PDR is...
Last guy here, and then we're going to go right out there, okay?
Sounds good. Thanks, Matt.
All right, so Ron, Jeff, and Rob, give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me. Wonderful, gentlemen. We are looking good. Let's double check those seatbelts. Remember that safety first. And if we've got our seatbelts on, roll up both the driver and the passenger side windows. We'll be rolling in just a second. All right, so guys, let's go ahead and pull up on the D for drive. Click that M for manual mode. Ron, Jeff, and Rob, we're going to start rolling out onto the racetrack. It's important that we're starting to work on our car spacing here. We're just going to be on a warm-up lap in this first lap. So again, getting up to second and up to third. Again, guys, on a warm-up lap here, let's remember that car spacing at all times in this session, 5 to 6 car lengths, please. Okay, guys, as we're coming into turn number 10, looking off to the right, visual scanning. Ron closing that distance up to our apex. Very nice job unwinding. And again, just on a warm-up lap here, guys, so 5 to 6 car lengths to the car in front of you. And let's work on that racing line. Use this lower speed to evaluate the racetrack a little bit and see where we can make improvements. Guys, remember, for this first lap, we don't have much speed, so we're using light brakes, but usually with higher speed comes higher brakes. So when we're at those higher speeds, make sure you're nice and firm with the brake pedal and then starting to balance the car with the brake pedal as you smoothly reduce that pressure. We're here in turn number 2, connecting the dots up to our apex cone in turn 2, unwinding out to just the middle, and then back into that right near apex here. Again, we'll be braking at that number 4, nice and firm, down to 4th. I want to see everyone using the curbing here in turn number 3, so continuing to add that steering down to the apex cone. Very nice there, Ron, looking good, and Jeff looking great. And Rob also now out to the middle here in turns 4 and 5, down to the apex to the left. Again, guys, just want to be in the middle there between turns 4 and 5. Don't want to be all the way up by that right edge. As we brake, we're going to downshift to third. Stay over to the left for turn 6 so you can get to the turn in and back to the right. Looking good, guys. Tricky turn number 8. Coming nice and wide. Continue to add that steering throughout the corner. Follow in with the right side edge. And again, braking, follow this black patch around in turn 9. Again, back to turn number 10 here, so looking right here on. Now we'll start to pick it up here on the straightaway. Up to 4th and then up to 5th gear as we're making our way down the street. We'll be braking at this number 4 here on. Nice and firm on the brakes at that number 4. Start to balance the car with the brake pedal down to 4th. Very nice. Lifting off, you'll feel that throttle steering here in turn number 2. That'll help you find the apex. And then visually scanning back to the apex, thinking about turn 3. Again, nice firm braking down to 4th. Looking right here, Ron. Add that steering, find that apex. Very nice. Accelerate straight over to the brake cone on the brakes, just to the middle in turns 4 and 5. Don't go all the way up to the right edge. Very nice job. Jeff, just keeping it to the middle there. Again on the brakes, looking right here, Ron. Following with that right edge here, Ron. Firm braking, follow along with this patch in the road. Again, firm braking, looking right for our apex. Very first lap there, Ron. Let's keep it up, buddy. Up to number 4, remember, nice and firm with the brake pedal. Firm braking at the number 4. Firm with the brake. Just balance. Go, Ron. Looking good. Again, down to 3rd. Looking left. Get to the turn in. And then back to the right. Again, looking right. Visually scanning, you want to be out about 3/4 of the way, continuing to add steering, staying right on the right edge. Again, looking right. Second lap there, Ron. Again, visually scanning here, Ron, looking for that apex in turn 2. And back up to 5th, back for the near apex. There you go. And on the brakes, nice and firm at the number 4. Down the 4th. There you go, straight over to the brake cone. Looking good. Up to the middle, back down to the left. Smooth release of the brake. Rob, keep looking up for those apexes. Close up to those apexes for me. Again, on the brakes, looking right. Remember, braking here at the number 2, Ron. Firm, start to balance, down to the apex. Good job. Alright, we're going to do our first rotation here, Ron, on the straightaway. So Ron, slow down. I'm going to pull you over to the right there, buddy. And you're going to fall to the back behind the bronze 129. Again, Ron behind the 129 bronze car for me. Jeff, come on up. And Rob, you can follow in with Jeff H in front of you in the blue car. Again, guys, let's not forget about our car spacing. 5 to 6 car lengths, please. Jeff, as we're working our way down the straightaway up to 4th gear. And again, don't have much speed here in turn number 1, Jeff. Just getting the car slowed down for our apex, and then we'll pick up here out of turn 1. Again, lift off of the throttle here at the turn in for turn 2. That'll help the car throttle steer down to the apex. And don't forget about the near apex here. Back on the brakes, nice and firm at the number 4. Rob, looking through the corner, so look to the right. You'll see that turn in your peripheral vision. Don't turn in late. And down to the brake cone, looking left. Looking good there, Jeff. Again, quick left, right here. Quick movement of the head back to the right. Very nice, looking good. Braking, visually scanning right for our apex in turn 8. You're going to run out about 3/4 of the way and then follow parallel with the right edge. Here you go. And nice firm braking here, Jeff. Looking in for our apex in turn 10. Very nice, so come on and then smoothly accelerate. Braking into number 4, down to 4th. Be firmer with that brake, that'll help you control that mid-corner speed. And again, lifting, you'll feel that throttle steer. Nice job, being firm on the brake here. Firm, down to 4th, start to balance, turn the car in, keep adding steering, down to the apex in turn 3. Very good. Straight over to the brake cone now. Rob, we're turning in just a little late there in turn number 3. Turn in a little quicker next time, okay? Jeff, looking good though, buddy. Up the hill on the right side and braking down to 3rd gear. Stay to the left and then quickly back across to the right. And again, nice and long here. Don't get down to the curbing too soon. Turn the hands a little slower, Jeff. But keep adding steering, run parallel with the right. Much better that time. Follow this black patch around in turn 9. keep adding steering down to the apex. Much better that time, Rob. Yeah, you can find that apex much better. Out to the middle, back down to the left, smooth release of the brake. Again, looking left, down the third. And again, off to the right here, visually scanning. And nice firm braking, looking left. On the brakes, looking right. Alright, Jeff, good job. We're going to rotate here on the straightaway. So, Jeff, if I can have you pull to the right for me, please. Rob, come on up here behind my lead car. And then Ron, follow in with the bronze car. Jeff, you're going to slow down, follow in behind the ceramic 61. Alright guys, looking good. Remember 5 to 6 car lengths as we're coming down into turn number 1 here, Rob. We'll be in 4th gear here for turn 1. Flip the apex and then start to unwind and accelerate smoothly. Again, lifting off of the gas, you'll feel that car rotate with that throttle steering. Nice and firm on the brakes. And I'm looking to the right, I can already see where that apex is. Down to the apex, straight over to the brake cone now. On the brakes, onto the middle, back down to the left. Again, visually scanning left, get to the turn-in cone for turn 7. Looking good, Rob. Out about 3/4 of the way. Don't turn too fast. Very nice. Follow this black patch around and turn 9. Again, looking right for our apex. Scan ahead of you. Remember, higher speeds is higher brakes, so around nice and firm on the brakes as they'll come off. Start to balance, that'll help you carry better speed through the corner as well. You got lifting off, visually scanning up the hill, you'll feel that car rotate and start to smoothly apply the throttle. Yeah, nice straight line braking. Down to our apex zone here in turn 3. Keep turning that steering wheel. And go straight to the brake cone. Be smooth with that application of the brake there. And quick head movement back to the right. Be smooth with the steering wheel through that section. You're pretty good out here, don't turn too fast. Again, looking right here. Turning in early, buddy. I see us using that runoff there. Get to the turning cone before you start to turn the car into the corner, please. Wow, looking right here for our apex in turn 2. Again, Ron, make sure you're getting to the turn in, please. And Rob, nice firm braking coming into turn number 3. Continue looking down to your apex. Great job there, Ron. Looking good. I see you clipping the apex in turn 3 there. Keep it to the middle for turns 4 and 5. Rob, keep it up. Looking good. Over to the left. Quickly back to the right. 4 hands here in turn number 8, but keep adding that steering. That was perfect. Braking, follow this patch around. Smooth here in turn 9. Very good, looking right. Alright, great job, Rob. We're going to slow it down here as we're coming onto the straightaway. Alright, we'll collect up as a group as well. Alright guys, we'll get together here as a group. We're going to be on a cool down lap. So Rob, Ron, and Jeff will start working our way back onto the racing line here. We'll get our cars back up into 4th gear. And again, stay about 5 car lengths off of the car in front of you, please. Alright guys, again, we'll stay about 4 or 5 car lengths off the car in front of you. Keep the cars in 4th gear. We're just cooling this session off. Overall, looking really, really good out here in our track session. Unfortunately, this will be our final time that we're going to see the racetrack. So again guys, this unfortunately will be the last time that we're seeing the racetrack here in our C8s at Spring Mountain. But it's been a pleasure working with each and every one of you out here on the racetrack. We hope to see you back, whether it's with another C8, C8 Z06, or one of our Cadillac programs, maybe one of our Level 2 programs as well. We'll have some information on that at our graduation, as well as having those autocross results. Let's get our left turn signals on, as we're going to be exiting off of the racetrack out of turn 7 here. Again, left turn signals here out of turn number 7. And as we're coming off the racetrack, we're going to slow this down. We like to do our fast driving on the racetrack where it belongs, always keeping our street and paddock areas nice and safe. As we come down onto our paddock area, let's reach up, hit that stop recording button, please. Let's all hit that stop recording button.
And whenever you're ready, we'll pull up on drive and we'll go to the orange cones over there, okay?
Alright. Never seen the camera mode here.
Alright, having fun today?
Oh yeah.
Cool, man. So we'll go around the cones, have some fun, play with the car a little bit. We'll learn the balance by, helping the car, helping the front end turn by carrying the brakes, stuff like that, okay? So drive to the left side of that cone.
This one here?
Yeah, just go straight through.
Sorry.
And then as you get here, wait for it to hit your shoulder or the nose of the car. And then once you get there, turn the wheel, arc it in, point the car the opposite direction, kind of point it towards the van or the fellow students there, drive it nice and straight, and then vice versa, and then back and forth the other way, okay? Getting it turned, all the way down to it, nice and tight. There you go.
Gotcha.
And then straighten it out. Good. And as you get more comfortable, as you pick up more speed, you'll start to feel the front tires chatter or lose the grip here, lose the grip there. We'll just keep playing with it.
Good.
Figure it out, okay?
Good.
There you go, a little throttle here. Getting it turned. Good. Feel the front loose. So that's what happens when you throttle through the corner, because throttle is going to basically pick way off the nose of the car. You feel the front's just kind of get pushed away.
Yep.
So you always want to carry the brake into the corner, wait for it to point, then throttle leaving it, right? So throttle more here, and then ride the brake lightly and turn. Sharp. Get it in there. There you go. Wait for throttle.
Oh, sorry.
Now
I thought we were
throttle.
trying to spin it.
No, you're good. It'll be easier once we figure out how to work the nose of the car.
Gotcha.
Because you'll just push the front end the whole time if we try and throttle here.
Yep.
Get it turned.
All the way around, get it pointed in the right
Now
direction.
more throttle here. More throttle.
Oh, more throttle too.
Yeah, and that's how you can make the rear slip out.
Okay.
Use your brake. Get it turned nice and sharp. Wait for the nose of the car. Then point. Power. There you go. See? Told you.
Yeah, I like
That
it.
way you can play with it a little bit, right? Now, one thing with the rear, the only thing controlling it is the throttle, right?
Right.
So more throttle will make it pull out, less throttle will make it come back in. So less throttle, rear comes back in, you turn into the corner, just like that. Pretty fun, huh?
Oh yeah.
Good. Nice. Keep going. You're good. That's why we're here.
That was very cool. Yeah, I did a BMW thing, and they had us on the circular skid pan.
Oh, cool.
And so it's a brake free. Can I ride this?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Biggest thing is try not to spin it out with your hands.
Okay.
Try to spin it out with your
the
throttle.
throttle.
And then and always point your front tires in the right direction no matter what the car's doing.
Okay.
So right now we're always pointing the front tires that way. Throttle more. Point them that way. And then straighten it out with the car. There you go.
Oh, sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Control here. It's like.
And then back to power.
Yeah, I grew up in. I'll get another one here to settle in. I grew up in the Midwest, so I had my share of ice and snow and
I'm
all
sure.
that. I lived in California now, so.
Oh, nice. There you go. Good, nice, just like that.
Woo, that's
Perfect. Keep her going. Good. Now with the dry, you have to keep a little bit higher RPM to keep it going,
spinning.
right?
Yep.
Here you don't. It's just very little. Just
Right.
kick it. Boom. There you go. And notice how when you treat the throttle like a light switch where you come off,
Yep.
it'll want to snap back the other way because you told the tires to slow down and stop. So you have to almost keep it on and just kind of dim it off or roll it on, never go on
I'm trying
and
to.
off.
Yeah, okay, just slower feather.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Grip too much there.
That's all right. Keep going.
It's fun to do. You don't have a skid pan at home, you know. So.
Exactly. There you go. Good. Keep going. So the reason why it's spinning, because you're still trying to turn into the corner,
Yep.
and you have a lot of steering input, and when it does kick around, the front or the rear is trying to catch up with the front end.
Right.
So you always want to wait, then more throttle leaving it, and you can really ride that coming out. It makes it a little bit more fun.
That was kind of like I was able to keep that
Yeah.
still versus getting sideways and chattering.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, point then shoot, right?
Yep.
Point the nose, then throttle. There you go.
It's
Keep
still
going.
fun.
You got it. You got the idea down. Keep going. Just see if you can pick up a little bit more pace coming into the corner,
Okay.
and use the brake lightly to get it to turn around. There you go. More pace here. Ride the brake lightly, turn soft. Wait for it. Don't throttle yet. There
That's
you
right,
go. Wait for it to kind of turn.
Okay.
It's hard because as soon as you feel like the car's not turning, you want to get on the gas, which is going to make it a little bit worse.
So what do you do on the next turn? What do you want me to do?
Oh, you can just keep going.
Okay.
A little extra throttle here. Take it a little wide. More throttle. More. Ride the brake light and carry the nose into the corner. And sometimes you can get the rear to follow around.
Slide around a little bit.
Yeah. Wait for it. There you go. Straighten it out. Power. There you go. And once it's settled out, you can reapply and help smooth everything out for you.
Nice.
There you go.
I applied throttle, so that kept me spinning, right?
Exactly.
I lost my grip. And,
Yep. Pretty cool,
Oh,
huh?
it's a blast.
So here's weather mode, right? So get the car turned,
Yep.
and then floor it. See how it stops
Yeah.
you? So weather mode is going to grab your brakes, cut your throttle down, basically
controls
tell
all
you
of
no.
it, huh?
Yeah, floor it, right here.
It's crazy.
Crazy, huh? Even on such a slippery surface,
Yeah.
the computers are so sensitive that it really won't let you do anything in the car.
That's amazing.
Yeah, you can go down and back one more time.
Jason, your last car turned in way too early.
Turn.
No brakes.
Wait for it. Wait. Full throttle. See how quickly it grabs it?
Crazy.
Nice job. We'll do one more here. Back to power.
It's pretty amazing.
Isn't that crazy how that works?
Yeah.
You can stay full throttle too, and I won't give it to you unless you're straight. So it's full throttle hold. So you're straight.
That's
Cool, huh?
That's
Yeah, it works really good.
Where you want me to go?
We'll slow it down here. He's gonna come by, so we'll wait for a second.
Josh, your last car, I got this.
Transmission's into drive. We'll get into manual mode once we get towards the track, and we're going to roll out in our current order. Let's go ahead and do so. So, as Matt was talking about in the classroom, this is going to be a low-speed session. It's all about learning the track, learning the cones, the passing zone, practicing the shifting, learning the line. So we want to make sure we're focused on that. It's not about going fast at all. It's all about keeping it under control and learning. So We want to make sure we keep our spacing at all times. When we're taxiing, though, I want you guys nice and close to each other, like a car length or so apart. We just taxi around at 10 miles an hour, and this will make it so that nobody can cut between us and get our groups separated. Alright guys, if you haven't done so, push the start recording button on your PDRs, and then push the M button on your transmission to get yourself into manual mode. We'll wait for the other group to... Oh, they're already there. Let's go ahead and roll on out to the racetrack then. Pull that right paddle back, get to second gear right away, and ideally by the end of the pit exit here, you'll pull it again, get to third gear. And 5 to 6 car lengths is our distance between cars. Let's always keep that. The closer you get to somebody, the less you can see. And remember, visual scanning is the most important thing. So we'll get up to fourth gear once we get onto the straight. But this is turn 10 on our racetrack. We'll start talking about cones here as soon as we get to the front straight. Alright, so we'll accelerate down the straightaway a little bit. You'll notice these two tall orange cones on the right. That's the beginning of our passing zone. So when it's your turn to be passed, you'll move over to the right once you pass those cones, not before. Wait till you get to them before you start moving over. Everybody, fourth gear. You'll notice the two orange cones on the right side a little further down the track. That's the end of our passing zone. We need to have the passes done by those two cones. If you're approaching it and the other cars haven't passed you, slow down or stop. Don't pass those cones until the other cars have passed you. We usually get up to fifth gear on this straightaway. Then as we brake for turn 1, we get down to fourth. A little bit closer there from you, Mike. There's probably more like 10 cars there. Once you're a little closer, we'll downshift to fourth. That cone to your left, that's that turning cone that Matt was talking about. You start turning the car as soon as the nose gets to it. You turn to that apex there, that tall cone with the green sleeve, and then out to the left side. We got our next turning cone here for turn 2. We'll start turning as the nose gets to the cone. Stay in the left lane initially. But if you look right, you'll see your apex, and just let it glide down to touch this green and white curb at the apex. It's okay to touch the green and white curbs where you see the tall apex cones, but nowhere else. Let it come out about 2/3 of the way here. We'll get to fifth gear, and then we get nice and close to this white and pink cone, this near apex cone. We go to fifth gear. We should be looking up the hill. We got turn 3 coming up. You see these distance markers here, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It helps you to find a braking point. We'll downshift to fourth. We'll turn as the nose gets to the turning cone, start looking right, just like the serpentine, and smoothly turn it down to touch the green and white curb at this tall cone here. Then let it come out to the left side. Follow me. If you see my car going somewhere, you should assume yours should be there too. This is a braking cone. This is just giving you a braking reference. Don't go any higher than the middle of the road. See where my car is here? Don't go any higher up the hill than that. Smoothly turn down to the cone, nice and tight to it. And then we can unwind to the other side here. We're always looking for that path of least resistance to the corners. Staying in fourth gear. When we get to the top of the hill, we'll brake. It's okay to get on this curb with that apex. We'll downshift to third. Turn to touch the curb here. Get close to your turning cone here. Then go right to this apex. You cannot go straight for this apex cone where my car is. You have to get to the left, then go to the right. Looking down the track, we've got our turning cone here for turn 8. For turn 8, you want to stay wide on this corner. Notice where my car is. I'm about 10 feet or so off the edge. I stay wide, and then very late, I cut down to get to my curb at the cone. This sets me up in the right lane on this little straightaway. So see how you're on the middle there? I was on the right. You got to keep those eyes forward a little bit more there, Mike. You're not really seeing where you're going. You're just sort of looking right off the nose. I need you looking further ahead. Remember, that's the crucial thing, just what that serpentine was teaching. Looking for your turn-in, looking for your apex cone. I'm looking right and just smoothly turning the car from the turning cone to the apex, from the apex to the opposite side. That's better. And out to the left. All right, we'll grab fourth gear. Mike, you're going to be overtaken first, so move all the way to the right lane. Slow your pace. Let both the blue and the ceramic car go by you. Come on up there, Jeff and Chris. And as soon as that white car or ceramic car goes by you, Mike, you fall in right behind it. Perfect. Fifth gear, everybody. Looking for turn number 1. And find that turning cone down there. Find that apex cone nice and early. We'll start braking just very light at the speed down to fourth gear. I'm going to turn as the nose gets to the turning cone, touching the curb at the apex. Perfect. Out to the other side. Yep, BMW school taught you well. Turning at the turning cone, staying left initially, down to the curb. This is one smooth arc, this exit, guys. Keeping the wheel slightly right. Don't go to the edge. Straddle the seam, then back to this white and pink. 5th gear, right paddle. Staying left now. We'll slightly brake. We'll get down to 4th gear again. We're turning at the turning cone. Starting to look right and just smoothly turning that wheel. Smooth and slow. Getting to the curb at the cone. Feel that rumble, then out to the other side. Path of least resistance. Again, we'll start braking at this braking cone. Let it come to the middle, really no higher. Looking left and just glide the car down close to the apex cone. And then out. Give yourself a few feet of space on the exit here. Don't need to get right to the edge. That line looked good, Mike. Good job going into the bowl. Down to that cone. Good. That looked good. Down to 3rd here, Jeff. And again, we'll get left. You don't have to get right on the turning cone, but pretty close to it. And then we can make that transition to the right apex and then unwind and accelerate. Looking for turn 8. We're going to sacrifice this corner here. Stay wide initially. Cut down to this apex very late, so you're positioned on the right side on this little straightaway, and this sets you up really well for turn number 9. Just follow the black line. Apex, smoothly unwinding. Glide it back over to the left. Setting up for turn 10. Find the turn in, find the apex. Turning as the nose gets there, right down to that curb. Unwind to the opposite side. Yeah, it's really good there, Jeff. Good job. All right, everybody follow me over here to the right. Jeff and Chris, follow me over. We'll gather Mike back up, and then we'll do our rotation. There he is. Okay, Jeff, you stay put. Chris, but you can keep rolling. Chris, you're behind me. Mike, you're going to fall in behind that ceramic car. Jeff, you'll be at the back. All right, let's get up to 5th gear. Looking for turn 1 here, Chris. And again, we're just barely having to brake at these speeds. Down to 4th. Again, we'll turn as the nose gets to the turning cone, glide it down to the apex. It's okay to touch the curb at the cone, and then out. Okay, we'll turn at the turning cone here again. Smooth and slow. Stay in the left lane initially, and then it just arcs you down to the curb here. Just graze the curb. One smooth arc on the exit to the seam in the pavement, and then smoothly back to the white and pink cone. 5th gear, looking up the hill. Make a beeline for the number 1 board. Slight brakes down to 4th again. Scan through that corner. Find where you're going. Turning as the nose gets to the cone. Smooth and slow with the hands. Follow through to touch the curb at the cone. Very nice. Out to the left side. Close to the braking cone. And again, no higher than the middle. Looking left, just glide it down. Smooth and slow with that wheel as much as you need to get cozy with that cone right there. Turn a little sooner really helps for that corner. But look, the first laps, don't even worry about that. But overall, good. Up the hill here, Chris, just light brakes at the speed down to 3rd. Drag that brake in a bit. All over this curve, close to the turning cone on the left, then to the right. Scanning down the track. Find your turning cone down here. Long turn 8 here. Again, we stay wide in turn 8. Don't go for the apex so early. We're sacrificing this corner, staying wide, then cutting down very late. Follow my line. On the curb, right lane on this little straightaway. Then we have a great line in here. Then we have a great exit here, taking advantage of this straightaway. Good. Find your marks. Turning cone apex. A little light brake pressure as you're turning in helps. We'll talk about that later. All over the curb. Out to the outside. Good. Looks good, Chris. All right, Chris, if you would, move on over to the right. Slow your pace. Mike, you're back behind me, sir. And go ahead and follow him, Jeff.
Come on, Michael.
All right, fall in there, Chris. All right, so 5th gear. Looking up for turn 1 here, Mike. Again, relax a bit. Shake those fingers out. Make sure you're nice and relaxed. Let that vision open up so you can see where you're going. Down to 4th. Start scanning through. We turn as the nose gets to the cone. Look in. Steer it down to the curb at the cone. So notice how you're missing that apex. I want you touching that curb where that apex cone. So if you watch my line here, and make sure that hand is at 9 and 3. I don't want to see a hand at 12 o'clock. 9 and 3, that's where your control is. Notice I'm touching this curb here at the cone, just ever slightly. I want to get close to those cones. Now I'm going to come out. Notice the seam in the pavement. I'm straddling it, but now I'm coming back to the right to get close to this white and pink cone. Grab 5th gear. Look ahead. You'll notice that turning cone up the track. If you look right a little bit, you'll see your apex over there to the right. The tall cone with the green sleeve. That's your apex. Down to 4th. Now watch where I turn. Right as the car gets to the cone there, turn. Turn right. Look at the cone over here. Steer to it. Touch this curb at the cone. That's better. Now follow me out to the left. We're going to get close to the braking cone. Good, I like the straight line. Middle of the track, look left. Find that apex over there for me, Mike. Follow me down. Turn left, turn left, turn left. Right down here. That's better. Unwind to the outside. Good. Just be smoother with your hands. Don't be so abrupt with your inputs. Try to find things a little sooner. This takes time. Don't get too stressed about it. Down to third gear. Watch where I go. On the curb here, close to this turning cone. Then, now start turning left. You got to turn left right when the car gets to the turning cone. You're turning a little bit delayed with your turn a little bit. So the turning cone is this one here on the left, and that's where I start turning the wheel in. I stay wide. Now watch me cut down here. Look how close I'm getting to the curb. That's where you'll want to be. Perfect. Now we'll turn at the turning cone, looking left to the apex cone. From the apex cone out. There you go. Good. Now look down the track. Find the turning cone here. Find the apex over to the right. We turn as the nose gets to the cone, but look right. Steer down, get really close to this cone here, just like this I'm doing here. Boom. Yes, good. Out to the outside. That's what I'm talking about. See how much smoother it is to the corner when you do it that way? Good adjustment. Move over to the right there for me, Mike. Make sure you're fourth gear, Mike. Let's go ahead and pass them by there. You have a Chris. Gear down to fourth. Turning at that turning cone. And let the car glide down to this apex. Smooth hands though. Make sure you're gliding the car. I want to see a real lot of finesse and smoothness with your hands. You don't need to steer fast at all. Fifth gear, looking up that hill. Nice, smooth, efficient lines, economical steering inputs. Down to fourth again, look in, smooth with those hands. Glide that car down to that apex. That finesse is what rewards you with speed and controllability. Get this light brakes, looking in smoothly. I like to drag that brake down. We call it trail braking elsewhere. We call it balancing here. We'll talk about that more after lunch, after these sessions here. Careful not to get too close to the edge there. It's very easy to drop wheels right there. Give yourself a few feet there if you would, Jeff. Trust me there. Down to third, left to the turn in, right to the apex. Good. Show me that nice line through here like you did before. Staying wide initially, sacrificing it, cut down late to be well set up for their left-hander.
Fast.
A little wide. Notice how you're in the middle there? You went to the apex just a hair early. We'll get plenty of time to work on that. Don't worry about it. Overall, I like what I'm seeing here so far, Jeff. We should be third gear here, guys. Turning at that turning cone, smoothly to the apex. All right, Jeff and Chris, over to the right with me, please. All right, Jeff, you stay put there. Chris, you're behind me, followed by Mike. And Jeff, you'll be at the back. Very good. We'll get up to fifth gear. So your rotation's easy, guys. Once you do it once or twice, it's like an old hat. So, all right, fifth gear from me there, Chris. We'll get down to fourth before turn one. Down to fourth, I should say. I don't know if I thought I said fifth. So down to fourth, again, turning as the nose gets to the turning cone. Smoothly in. Smoothly out to the left. Good. I like that smoothness on your wheel. Much better than the first lap. Looking in, just glide the car on down to the curb. Little newspaper on the track there. One smooth arc as we come out of here to the seam in the pavement, back to the turn arrow to the near apex cone. Fifth gear. Make a beeline for the number one. Yeah, just light brakes at these speeds. Down to fourth. Again, we'll turn at the turning cone. Looking right, smoothly turn it in. Follow me to the left, over here. There you go. Mid-track, good apex there, Mike. Turn it in, nice and smooth. I'm turning in for a long time on this corner. I'm steering so slow. That's good. Again, great positioning there, Mike. Good job. Down to that apex. Okay to touch this curb here again. Down to third gear at the top here, Chris. Towards the turning cone, then to the right. So remember, Mike, when you get to that left-hander, turn the car right at the turning cone so we're not late. Staying wide with me here, Chris. Cut it down late. Try to make that adjustment this time, Jeff. Stay wider in the long right-hander. Cut down to that apex later. There you go.
Let's do it again.
Turning at the turning cone, Chris, smoothly to that apex. Right. Very nice. guys. All right, we'll slow our pace here. Chris, you go ahead and move on over for me. I'm going to get us back into our original order. Come on up behind me, Mike, if you would, please. Jeff, you'll fall in behind Mike's red car. So red, blue, and ceramic will be our order of our color. Everybody can just leave it in fourth gear. We're going to kind of do a slow lap in. So follow me here, Mike. Again, I want to make sure you're seeing things. Look past my car. You'll notice the turning cone over there on the left. That's when the nose gets to that cone. That's when you start turning. Maybe a hair before, because it does take a split second for the car to start turning. So turn to the apex. From the apex out to the other side. We're looking for that path of least resistance to the corner. Feel that? That's path of least resistance right there. Good job. So again, we're staying left initially, gliding down to this apex. Smooth hands, eyes forward. Stay relaxed. Can you see the seams in the pavement? I just crossed over one. I'm straddling the other right now, and then back to this white and pink cone, looking up the hill. You notice the turning cone up there? That's where we turn. If you look right again, you see the apex over there? That's where you're going. It's sort of like connect the dots, but we don't want you staring at the cones. You got to be looking right by this point, and then just glide the car down. Turn it all the way to the curb, touching that curb at the cone, and then out here to the left side with me, Chad, or Mike. There you go. Good. You're running to the bowl here, Mike. Looks really good. Appreciate you're not going any higher than the middle. Look left. Find that apex. Start steering about now. Smooth and slow. Follow me down. Follow me down. Come on. Look at that. You see how undramatic that is when you turn at the right time, when you're turning nice and slow? It's the car just changes direction smoothly, fluidly, and there's no drama. And down to third, especially here. Notice the turning cone past this apex. I'm turning right now. Turn it. You see the difference when you get that turn-in happening? Look how much easier it is to come through here. Hopefully you're seeing that. Left turn signals, guys. We're going to exit the track. Going to make our way over to the ABS braking and avoidance exercise. And we'll do that for another, 35, 40 minutes or so. And then we're going to head into the classroom and do our cornering 101 class, where we'll kind of get into detail about corner approach, corner entry, mid-corner, and corner exit. A lot of things to talk about. If you would, guys, hit the Z button on your steering wheel to deactivate it. The red light should go off. Pull the transmission, the drive tab back up to put yourselves into drive, and hit stop recording on your PDRs. We'll start a new file for the braking. The key to this, folks, is getting that initial firm pressure. Remember on the demonstration this morning I kind of showed you? Firm stomp on that brake pedal. It always has to be that firm stomp. You're not breaking the pedal off. You don't have to be that aggressive, but it needs to be a firm push. And then again, don't relent. Stay firm until that car jerks to a stop. Good job, Mike. Come on, Jeff, let's give it a go. 35, no faster. Show me the display on your speed. Pressure, get it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Beautiful. Clear on out. Nice job, Jeff. Come on down, Chris. Let's get 35. Show me the display on your speed. Firm pressure at those cones. Give me a firm stop. Pressure. Get it. Okay, so stop right there for me. So notice where you are. You're right about at that second line of cones right there. Usually that's telling me your speed is high or you're a little bit soft on your initial pressure. You might have been a little bit of both. I think your speed was probably closer to 38, maybe 40. And your initial pressure, I didn't see the ABS kick on right away, the under rotation of the tires. That's a little further down. So please be sure you're getting a Demi. Stay relaxed. Easy grip on the wheel. Firm pressure, firm pressure, firm pressure. Okay, go ahead and clear on out. Okay, good job. You went the correct direction. The distance looked good. The speed looked good. The initial pressure was just a little bit light. Again, like I was saying before, it's common that kind of one thing suffers when we're adding all this stuff. So next time, just be a little firmer on the brake pedal, and you got it. Good improvement there. Good. Go ahead and clear for me. Jeff, when you're ready, let's go ahead to Tammy. 35. Firm pressure at the cones. Smooth hands. Full stop. Okay, go ahead and clear on out of there. Good job, went the correct direction. Pretty smooth with your hands as well. Good job. Come on, Chris, let's get it. 35 miles an hour. Be disciplined on your speed. Firm pressure at those cones. Smooth hands. Stay firm on that pedal. Go ahead and clear. Speed was a little bit high. That's why you went to that second row of cones there. But overall, you went the right direction. The ABS was working pretty well. Overall, good. Just be a little more disciplined with your speed, and you got this nailed. You're doing fine, man. You're doing fine. Again, if the speed is the only thing we're dealing with, firm pressure. Hold the firm pressure. Hold the firm pressure. Come on, that's what I'm talking about. Good job. Go ahead and clear. Look how smoothly that car changed direction. Firm ABS the whole time. Very well done. I love seeing those improvements. They just smoothly come along. They smoothly come along. Great job. Come on, Jeff. Let's get it. Let's try 40. Show me some smooth hands. Firm belt.
Damn.
Stay with it. Stay with it. There you go. Clear on out. Good job. You can feel those stability controls working there a little bit for you as you get a little bit sideways. But steering was pretty good. Again, the car went into the correct direction. Well done. All right, Chris, let's go for 40. Give it a go. Eyes down to Tammy. Firm pedal at the cone. Smooth hand. Totally up to you. I'm going to let you make that determination. So, Mike, eyes down to Tammy. Get a good last run. Firm on that brake pedal. Smooth with those hands. Full stop. Stay on that pedal. Awesome. Clear on out. Got you working like a well-oiled machine, Mike. Nicely done. Come on, Jeff. Let's give it a go. 35 to 45. I get a sense you'll probably do 45. Uh-huh. There you go. You clip the cone, not too worried about it. Like I said, you start going faster, more kinetic energy, you know, it's going to start sliding a little bit. There are some things that could potentially cause the rear to come around a little bit. Sometimes if you steer before you brake, you have a steering moment in there, and then stomping on the brakes lifts up the rear, and then it can potentially cause it to go a little sideways, or if you're a little fast with the hand. I didn't see that, but overall, nice and controllable, 45 miles an hour. Well done. All right, Chris, let's give it a go. 35 to 45, your choice. Nice. I love the smoothness of your hands. I love the firm brakes you can clear. Again, clip the cone, not the concern. The main thing is the technique was right. Good ABS, good smooth steering. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Great job. So we're going to give the serpentine lots of space. So I'm going to come back over to the right here a little bit. Go ahead and follow me, Mike. Everybody following just behind the car in front. Once we get back over to the building, again, we'll kind of separate ourselves back into our two groups, and we'll do a quick debrief outside if you have any questions, and then we'll head into the building. And again, we'll take a quick break, grab a snack, grab a drink, use the restroom, whatever you need to do, and then we'll do that classroom session. And directly after the classroom session will be our lunch at 12 o'clock. Mike, Jeff, and Chris, I'd like you to fall in right behind my car. Brian, you're going to start a line over to our right, just like we started this morning. If you would, though, Brian, I want to make sure your car is right next to Mike's number 100 with about 10 feet in between your cars, so we don't have any issue with doors hitting, but I want you next to that red car, not next to my caffeine car at the front. Lots of space between your cars for doors. More space to the right there, if you would, please. Thank you. And then right next to the red car.
All right, gentlemen, let's get our butts over to the track. Pull up on drive. Push down on helm. While we are taxiing over there, I'm going to get my seat set up the way I want it. All right, gentlemen, so we should be in manual mode at this point.
Everybody's in PTM Sport. I'm trying to get my PDR working. There we go, she's working. All right. So, gentlemen, this is a crawl, walk, run program. This morning was a crawl. This afternoon is going to be between a crawl and a walk, more than likely. Let's face it, you go with 10 laps on the track, you still don't know the track. So, most critical thing here is hitting your apexes, running a good line. If you start to have problems with shift points, put the car in fourth gear and leave it. You'll have to upshift twice, but don't worry about getting down into third. I can outrun all of you in fourth gear, gentlemen, because I'm going to run the line, and I'm going to run the line really, really well. So, shifting is the least important thing you do. Alright, gentlemen, going to third gear, we are going to do a good warm-up lap. Please stay to the left as we enter the track. Hopefully you've heard the words unwind, you've heard the word seam, you know what all those mean. Alright, we are going to go ahead and get up to fourth gear. We are on a warm-up lap, so we're not going to go crazy here, guys. We're just warming up the cars, warming up ourselves. We're going to keep them in fourth gear all the way back around to just before we turn onto this stretch again. Alright, unwinding left-hand tires on the outside seam, back for my near apex, pointing straight towards this white number 1. Keep them in fourth for me, gentlemen. We are still in warm-up. Balance, just a little balance here. Out to the middle of the track, down to the white line at the braking cone. Middle of the track in the bowl, do not go higher than that, please, gentlemen. You scare me when you do. Braking in a straight line, keep them in fourth, guys. We would normally drop to third here, but we're not going to do it just yet. Alright, guys, it's about the time I'm going to tell you, if you get left behind, please do not play catch-up. We're going to be doing multiple laps behind me. Run your line, be safe, connect the cones, and we will gather up and rotate when it's appropriate. That being said, everybody, especially you, Jeff, third gear for me. Get all over my curbing. Let's roll, dude. Okay, a little early there for 10. Let's try to get the exit curbing, gentlemen, coming out of 10. Exit curbing is a no-no everywhere on this track. We only use curbing at the apexes. Fourth gear for me. Balance the car down here to turn 1. Accelerate. Off throttle just before this dip. Let that car rotate. Back on throttle for me. Good firm brakes at the number 4. Fourth gear. A little progressive on your brakes, Jeff. Try and get a little firmer initially, and then bleed off of them for me. Middle of the bowl, little brake, little steering. Accelerate up the hill. I'm going to show you a trick next time through to help you through the bowl. Braking in a straight line, third gear. Keep the car to the left for this right-hander of 7. Alright, middle of the track for 8. Get your eyes over here to the right to the apex and coast, 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 coast. That was not coasting. Need to come out of 8 lined up down the right-hand side of the track. The only way to do that, gentlemen, is to stay off the throttle for the last half of the corner. Still in third gear here. Jeff. And no exit curving, that car down here. Accelerate, then off throttle for the dip. Looking up to the right. There we go, on the curbing. Fourth gear, eyes right. Alright, to the middle of the track here, now to the left. White line at the orange cone. Little brake, little steering is going to get you through the rest of it. Accelerate up the hill. Third gear, keeping the car to the left. Middle of the track. All right, Jeff, this time, look right, get off the throttle, let it coast, turn that car. Better. Looks like you might not have been quite in the middle of the track. Through 8, that's okay. Still in third gear. All right, Jeff, we got one more shot with you behind me to go down this nice, big, beautiful stretch. Breaking into number 4. Fourth gear. Eyes right. Start looking through this turn. Look to your exit. Off throttle of the dip. Let the car rotate up here. Near apex to your right. Braking into number 4. Fourth gear. Eyes right. Balance that car. Okay, so here's the trick, Jeff. And everybody. Jeff, right now I want you to look out the driver's window. Find the apex on the other side of the bowl.
Yep.
Let it guide you all the way around the bowl. If you will get your eyes over there, you'll see the entire bowl when you look over there. There we go. Gentlemen, make sure that when we are in the bowl, we don't go any higher than the middle of the bowl. The problem is you've always got left-hand steering, and there is no runoff. If you go off the edge of the track, it's going to get very ugly very fast. Patience through 8 there. All right, we are going to rotate this time around, gentlemen. So, Jeff, do me a favor, go ahead and unwind out to the outside. Go ahead and unwind, there we go. Now pull over, there you go. Brian, Chris, in behind my, what is this, a coffee colored car, I think? Jeff, you're getting behind a ceramic 150. We're all going to slow down, guys, slow down. Let's pull over and get some space. I have the feeling we're going to catch these guys, so we're just going to get a little room. Great opportunity right now, gentlemen. I want you to take your hands off the wheel. I want you to roll your shoulders. I want you to control your breathing. More than likely, right now, your heart rate's a little elevated. You got some adrenaline that's hit you. So, let's calm ourselves. Let's clear our minds. Let's flex our hands. Nice, gentle. Are your hands hurting yet? That means you're holding the wheel too tight. You're being mean to this girl. She's going to fight back. I want nice, gentle hands on it. Alright, gentlemen, we're going to short shift them all the way up to 4th gear. Let's go to the left, all the way to the left. So, Brian, light and long on your brakes right now. You just need to balance this car through this corner. We don't have enough speed. Accelerate for the next turn in call, then off throttle, let that car turn. A little early coming into 2, be careful with that. Unwind, left-hand tires on the second seat, getting back to the right for that near apex. Good firm brakes for me. No progressive braking. Balance that car down. You got enough velocity, you can get there. You just got to use those brakes a little. Very good, not bad. Middle of the track, look left, find that apex.
Okay. Jeff, make sure we're stated tight to turn 3. Alright, we actually accelerate as we come out of 7. Use some brakes. And now coast through the end of 8. Coast, coast, coast. Not bad. Need you a little more patience with the coasting. Looks like you might have got on the throttle just a little bit. Still in 3rd gear. Eyes right. All over the curbing. Alright, hang tight because we've got some confusion here. Sorry guys, he's having, thank you for paying attention, getting over. He's having radio issues with his group, so we're going to go ahead and pause here. Also guys, look, when you're not behind me, turn 10. That's the turn we just came through. Both Chris and Jeff, both of y'all turned in quite early. That's one reason why you have a trouble not using the exit curbing when you come out of there, because your angle's all wrong. Let's make sure that we are waiting for that turn-in cone to turn in for turn 10. Make sure we're using our eyes, our visual scanning. Alright, gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and roll again. So, short shift from the 4th gear again. All the way to the left. Once again, Brian, let's just balance our way through turn 1, then back on throttle. Off throttle at that cone, let that car rotate. Still a little early, you're just turning the wheel a little soon and a little much. So, we're going to work on that. Bring it in a nice straight line down to 4th gear. Alright. Jeff, remember, I don't want you real wide in 3. Go ahead and get down here. Brian, get your eyes off the driver's window. Alright, Jeff, you're turning in early a lot, man. I need you looking for these turn-in cones. 3rd gear for me, Brian. Staying wide. Now, coast, coast, coast. Get it down here. Get it down here. There you go. Better. Still a little work needs to be done. You're cleaning it up, though. Good job. Accelerate. All right, balance that car in.
Over there.
Jeff, make sure you don't turn in early. You were a little early there, Brian. I can tell by the way you came out. Let's go. 5th gear. All right, you're going to need good firm brakes here at the 4-board. 4th gear. Alright, just need to give it a little more steering. You weren't going too fast for that corner. Just need to add a little more steering. Get down to that apex for me. Very critical. If you want to go fast, you've got to start getting to the apexes. And getting to the apex means getting on the curbing for me. Good firm brakes, 4th gear. Set it up to the left. Yes, you're running high. That's because you didn't get over to the left before you entered, or as you entered. We want to get to that white line where that braking cone is. Alright, middle of the track, add some steering, get off the throttle. Much better, much better. Now, next time you can actually, if you come off like that, you can actually stab the throttle, and then brake, and then turn into turn 9. Okay, we are going to rotate again, gentlemen. So, Brian, go ahead and unwind with me. 4th gear, go ahead and slow her down, pull over.
Still
I'm going to pull
too
over as well. Go ahead and Brian, bring it almost to a stop for me right there. Because I want to get everybody gathered up.
I'll just leave till I get there.
Chris, in behind me. Very good. And Brian, I'm still waiting on Jeff to get there. Jeff, you're going to pass that yellow car. Nope, go around the yellow car, get in behind the ceramic. All right, gentlemen, we're going to wait for this other group to actually come out of turn 10. So when it's time to go, I want the... Don't run each other over, but we need to accelerate, get them up to fourth gear, get over to the left-hand side of the track. When I say go, you go. Don't run the car in front of you over. Bad idea. Bad Daryl. I would get in a lot of trouble. All right, gentlemen, let's go ahead and roll. Get them up. Short shift them to fourth gear. Just going to stay fourth. All right, just look light and long for me here, Chris. Just balance that car through this corner. All right, I want you getting on that curbing for me. Off throttle at this cone. Let the car rotate. Get to the curbing. Back on throttle. Up the fifth. Firm brake at the number 4 bar. Right for me. All right, get over to the left. White line at the braking cone. Accelerate up the hill. All right. Good firm brakes, third gear. All right. Now, coast the end of it. Coast. That's good. That's what I'm talking about there, Chris. All right, you were late. You didn't get down to the apex at 9. I need you to start getting down to the apexes for me, man. At some point, I'll have to slow you down if you can't get to the apexes. There we go, Florida. Get to the left-hand side of the track for me. Fifth gear. All right, I want you on the white line. You are 3 foot away from the white line. Get to the apex. Jeff, you're still turning in early in turn 10. Need you to fix that for me, man. Wait for that turn in cone up on your left. All right, fourth gear for me, Chris. Balance that car through turn 3. Accelerate down here in the bottom. Brake, get to the left there. A little more brake. Turn the wheel. Accelerate up the hill. Third gear, keeping it left. Accelerate. Good turn brake. Patient. There you go. Stay at the throttle. Brake. Turn. All right. Good job. Fourth. Fifth. Alright, good firm brakes for me. That's right. Off throttle, let the car rotate. Back on throttle. Coming to the left-hand side, get firm brakes, balance that car through 3, accelerate, get down here to the white line, middle of the track, I'm just barely dragging brakes all the way through there, just keeping that front end balanced. Third gear. cool down, cool down, cool down. Fourth gear for me. We're actually going to pull over here, Chris. Looks like Jeff and Brian catch up with us. Want everybody together as we go into Corvette. Good fishing, guys. Not bad. Right there. All right, gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and get them to fourth gear. Let's get over to the left-hand side. Stay in the order we're in. All right, gentlemen, we're going to do actually an extended cool down here. Fourth gear. I want everybody to show me they can get on the curbing. This is a cool down. There is absolutely zero excuses for not getting on the curbing. I could actually set my cruise control right now and never touch the brakes and make it all the way around this track. And I'm doing 47 miles an hour. And I can hit every curve there is. That's not even balancing the car. So, at this speed, we need to hit our curves. All right. Jeff, look to your left right now. The little orange cone. That is when you turn in. Now, the bowl doesn't have a turn in. You come to the middle. You get down to the white line right here at the braking cone. Up to the middle of the track, dragging the brakes, adding steering, get the car to turn down, and then we accelerate up the hill. Guys, it's like a roller coaster hitting the bottom of it. It's so fun if you hit it right. Running over the curbing here, staying good and left for my right-hander. Look, I'm unwinding. I'm trying to get out here as soon as I can. I want to get all over. I'm in third gear, all over the throttle. Good firm brakes. Turning in, middle of the track right here. Now, coast, 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 coast. See where my car points when I come off of here? I can actually stab the throttle, then the brake, then turn the car. All right, Jeff, I want your eyes again for me. Over to the left-hand side. You've been turning in from this number 1 board. I want you to wait for this little orange cone to your left right now. That's when we turn in. Yep. Gentlemen, so we have seen the full track at this point at a slower speed. No excuses, no excuses. Jeff, need you looking for these turning cones, man. Wait for these little orange cones. They're going to dictate what side of the track you should be on. They're also going to dictate when you actually start turning that wheel. The only thing you have to work on now at this point, we've given you all that, is how fast you turn the wheel. Unwinding, left-hand tires on the second seam there, and just enough steering to get back over to my near apex. Basically, guys, from 2 on out, we're just trying to get as straight of a line as we can.
Probably getting it. I'm gonna fix it here.
All right, white line at the braking cone. Middle of the track, riding the brakes all the way through here. Barely, 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 barely. Add the steering, get down. Accelerate up. Oh, I love that. That is an amazing feeling. And these cars do it so well, guys. Coming straight in, staying left. All right, gentlemen, left-hand blinkers, right-handed turn. We are exiting the track. So good first session, gentlemen. Definitely some things to work on. Jeff, just need you working on getting your eyes a little further down the track, man. All right, we're going to make a hard right here. We're going to stay very far away from the Corvettes that are spinning around. In case you missed it, those are students. We don't trust them. Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. Please tell me y'all laughed at that. gentlemen, we're going to hop across the road. Everybody just come on with me. And we're going to put the cars back where we got them from. Go ahead and hit stop recording for me, gents. Let's coast in here nice and soft. Bring them in for a nice landing. Roll your windows down. Put them in park. Turn them off. We'll hop out and debrief. And then you'll have a classroom next.
That's a bunch of times, yeah.
So we'll talk about that and the braking especially, and just trying to watch how fluid we go through the corners. You know, smooth input, the smooth output, and how fast you go. Just driving somewhat conservatively. So looking in, just balancing her in, looking for turn number 10, accelerating down, being firm initially, releasing, balancing her in, just let her coast for a second, apex, then we can unwind and accelerate. So from here, I'm looking all the way down the racetrack, finding my turn in my apex, thinking about what I'm going to do. Just drive with fingertips, no big deal. Get up to fifth, going to smoothly come out of the power, firm initially. I'm starting to release, fourth, balancing, waiting, unwinding and accelerating. Now we'll do a little throttle steer. I'm going to release, watch what the car does. It starts in, it's just coming out of the throttle, it's not steering the car anymore. Yeah, no brakes. Smoothly out of the power, firm, but not too firm. Releasing already, looking in, finding my way, turning it in, balancing, coasting, waiting. I'm holding the brake a good long time, just helping that nose settle. Straight to the cone here. Light braking to the middle, looking in, balancing, coasting, waiting, winding and accelerating smoothly out. No space on the edge. Too bad. Firm initially. Balancing, coasting. Firm initially, releasing, balance, staying wide. Down late to this curve. Now you're in the right lane, well set up to make it through here. You got the line right on the road for you. Not too often you see that.
Yeah, and I think it's turning in hard enough and feeling like you're at the right speed to do that, and it's just doing it.
Getting the car pointed in the right direction, smoothly out. Standing down. Get the smoothly out of the power, firm initially. It's not that firm, is it?
Nope.
Fourth. But it's what you can do going in, carrying the speed, not overslowing it. You can carry nice speed through the corner. Good G. Again, release. It's 1, 2, 3. Get it rotated, then you can go. I'm not braking too late, but I'm not braking as hard either. Balancing, coasting. Still turning. Now we can go. Just getting to that curve at the right time. This is a very fun corner. Just carrying the G through here, just balancing, coasting, good speed. I love that corner. That's awesome.
Braking through chicanes here.
Still balancing. Now I'm coasting. You carry that speed through there, just keeping that little bit of
Balancing
load.
with a little bit of brake.
With a little bit of brake.
Okay.
Because you're going back and forth, and you just want to keep that little bit of load on the.
So how much of the differential lock is part of the issue with the steering? Like sometimes I feel like I'm slipping.
Well, remember, the car's rotating.
Right.
It's not that the car is oversteering. The car has excellent rotation properties. It's just as you go into the corner properly and you wait for it, the car will rotate, get you pointed, and then you can unwind and accelerate. It's not oversteer. It's more of a neutral steer than anything.
Gotcha.
But if you go too much on the brakes, too deep, too hard, then the rear is going to come around on you. That's
right.
Proper oversteer, brake induced. Or if you power on too hard, too early, that's going to be throttle induced.
Okay.
So
you shaved off 15 seconds from my best lap.
So that was a 19, I think.
Ring rubber is back.
So, I mean, the demo lap was like an 18.